Have you ever wondered how Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is now fulfilling his promises to the Filipinos? We're going to dive into that today, starting with a look at the key promises Marcos Jr. made during his candidacy. Remember how he committed to eradicate poverty? Marcos Jr. was passionate about this. He spoke at length about his plans to revitalize the economy, to create jobs, and to ensure that every family in the Philippines could live a life free from the shackles of poverty. He pledged to make the fight against poverty a top priority. And then there was infrastructure. Marcos Jr. recognized the importance of a strong and reliable infrastructure network for the development of the country. He promised to invest heavily in public works, to construct new roads, bridges, and to modernize public transportation. He envisioned a Philippines where distance and accessibility would no longer be barriers to economic growth and prosperity. Education was another key promise. Marcos Jr. believed in the power of education, in equipping the younger generation with knowledge and skills for a better future. He pledged to enhance the quality of education, to increase funding for schools, and to ensure that every child, regardless of their background, has access to quality education. But promises are easy to make, aren't they? It's in the delivery that we see the true measure of a leader. So how has Marcos Jr. performed so far? Has he been able to deliver on these promises? Is he making strides in eradicating poverty and improving infrastructure and enhancing the quality of education? Or are these just lofty words, grand promises made during a campaign but forgotten once the election is over? We'll be delving into these questions in the coming scenes, examining the actions taken, the progress made, and the challenges faced. So, stay with us as we take a closer look at the performance of Ferdinand Marcos Jr. in fulfilling his promises to the Filipinos. But how has he performed so far? Is he making progress or just making promises? One of his main promises was poverty reduction, but has there been a significant change? Let's dive into it. In his quest to make the Philippines great again, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has initiated several programs aimed at alleviating poverty. One of the most notable is the Comprehensive Livelihood and Emergency Employment Program. This initiative seeks to provide low-income families with immediate short-term employment, while also offering them the necessary skills training for long-term job security. But the impact of these initiatives is where it gets interesting. On the positive side, thousands have benefited from emergency employment opportunities. They've been able to put food on the table, pay their bills, and even save a little. This program has given them a lifeline, a chance to bounce back. Alongside this, Marcos Jr. has also launched agricultural reforms. They aim to empower farmers by providing them access to modern farming techniques, high-quality seeds and machinery. The goal? To increase productivity and improve the livelihoods of those who feed the nation. And indeed, these farming communities have seen a significant increase in their yields. However, it's not all roses. Critics argue that while these initiatives have made a difference, they have not been able to reach everyone. Some of the country's poorest regions still grapple with high levels of poverty. They argue that more needs to be done to ensure that these programs are more inclusive and far-reaching. Moreover, there's the question of sustainability. Can these short-term employment programs lead to long-term solutions? And can agricultural reforms withstand the challenges of climate change and market fluctuations? So yes, there has been change, lives have been improved, and hope has been restored to some extent. But the road to poverty alleviation is long and winding, and it's clear that there's still much work to be done. While efforts are underway, is it enough to make a real change? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. A promise made is a promise that must be kept. And the journey to make the Philippines great again continues. Infrastructure development was another key promise. Are there visible improvements? Let's delve into that. Under the administration of Ferdinand Marcos Jr., a series of large-scale infrastructure projects have been launched. These initiatives span across various sectors, from transportation and communication to energy and healthcare. They are designed to bolster the country's economic growth, improve the quality of life for its citizens, and set the Philippines on a trajectory towards a prosperous future. Take, for instance, the transportation sector. The administration has embarked on a massive overhaul of the country's transportation networks. This includes the construction of new roads, bridges and rail lines aimed at easing traffic congestion and improving connectivity between urban and rural areas. Also, the modernization of airports and seaports is another aspect of this initiative, which seeks to bolster the country's tourism and trade sectors. In the realm of communication, the administration is making strides in expanding and improving internet connectivity. The goal is to not only increase access to information and services, but also to support the burgeoning digital economy. This initiative is particularly crucial in the current era, where digital connectivity is as essential as electricity and water. In the energy sector, efforts are being made to increase the country's power generation capacity with a focus on renewable energy sources. The administration is determined to make the Philippines more energy secure and sustainable, while also creating jobs in the process. In healthcare, new hospitals and clinics are being built, equipped with state-of-the-art facilities. These projects aim to provide Filipinos with better access to quality healthcare services, regardless of their socio-economic status. These infrastructure projects are undoubtedly ambitious and have the potential to transform the country significantly. However, the question remains, are they truly serving the needs of the many or just the few? Are they creating equitable opportunities for all Filipinos, or are they disproportionately benefiting a select group? These are questions that we must continue to ask and seek answers for. Infrastructure is essential for growth, but are these projects serving the needs of the many or the few? Keep pondering on this and stay tuned for our next segment on education enhancement. Education is the cornerstone of any nation's development. Has the quality of education improved under his administration? Let's delve into this critical question. Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s administration has been marked by a strong focus on educational reforms and initiatives. In his efforts to uplift the education system, several significant changes have been introduced. One of the key reforms is the implementation of the K-12 program. This program aims to equip students with the necessary skills and knowledge to compete in the global market. It emphasizes the importance of vocational and technical education, giving students the option to specialize in fields that cater to the country's economic needs. In addition, the administration has made strides in improving literacy rates. They've implemented literacy programs targeting both children and adults, reaching out to the farthest corners of the nation. Their efforts have been fruitful, with literacy rates showing a marked increase over the past few years. School attendance has also seen a boost. Through various initiatives like feeding programs and school supply distributions, the government has encouraged more children to attend school. The introduction of free tuition in state universities and colleges has also made higher education more accessible to all. The quality of education, a vital aspect, has not been overlooked. Teacher training programs have been introduced to ensure educators are equipped with the necessary skills and knowledge to provide quality education. There has also been an increase in budget allocation for the education sector, allowing for better school facilities and resources. But the real question is, are these reforms making a difference? Are they improving the quality of education for the youth of the Philippines? Well, the answer isn't as straightforward as we'd like it to be. While these initiatives have made a difference, the education sector still faces challenges. Education is a long-term investment, and changes don't happen overnight. It's a continuous process of learning, improving, and adapting. The fruits of this investment might not be visible yet, but the seeds have been planted. Education is a long-term investment, but are we seeing the fruits of this investment yet? So, is Ferdinand Marcos Jr. fulfilling his promises to the Filipinos? We've journeyed through the key elements of his platform, from poverty alleviation to infrastructure improvement and education enhancement. We've seen the plans put into action and the results that have started to show. In the realm of poverty alleviation, Marcos Jr. has been making strides. Efforts have been made to increase employment opportunities, and support structures have been put in place to provide a safety net for the most vulnerable. It's a tough fight, but progress is being made. When it comes to infrastructure, it's clear that there's a drive for development. Roads are being paved, bridges are being built, and new modes of transportation are being explored. These endeavors aim to make life easier for Filipinos and to foster a more connected and accessible nation. Education, a critical ingredient for the growth of any society, has not been ignored. Strategies have been implemented to enhance the quality of education and to ensure it's accessible to all. Scholarships, better school facilities, and teacher training programs reflect the commitment to nurturing the minds of the future. But let's not forget that delivering on promises is a continuous journey. The work is far from over. There are still challenges to overcome and areas that require more attention and resources. However, what we can acknowledge is the intent and the effort. Marcos Jr. and this administration is showing that it's not just about making promises, but about taking action to fulfill them. And while there's still a long way to go, the steps being taken are moving us in the right direction. As we wrap up, it's crucial to remember that staying informed and asking questions is a key part of this process. Your voice matters. The questions you ask today can shape the actions that are taken tomorrow. While strides are being made, the journey is far from over. Keep asking questions and stay informed. And remember, your voice matters. Don't miss out on future explorations and discoveries. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated with our new content. Your journey of wonder continues with every video. Stay connected and engaged on social media. Continue the conversation, follow us. Thank you for being a part of the Have You Ever Wondered community. Keep wondering, keep discovering. Until next time.